Imagine a city with towering skyscrapers, modern infrastructure, but strangely devoid of life. This is the eerie reality of newly built cities in China, a phenomenon not limited to just one or two locations or cities, but more than 50. Today, we delve into the facade of China's economic prowess. China proudly claims to have the world's second-largest GDP, contributing significantly to its global image. However, shocking revelations by former Premier Li Keqiang suggest otherwise. Reports indicate that China's $17 trillion economy might be inflated by a staggering 35 to 50%. But how did this deception come to be? And if this makes sense, then China's real GDP is only between $8.5 trillion and $11 trillion. But the question is, why China trying to hide this big lie? Well, according to Bloomberg and Business Insider, Chinese government actively suppresses discussions on GDP decline and bans the publication of unemployment figures. Officials and economists are threatened not to speak publicly about economic challenges. But why hide the truth? According to leaked documents, ex-Premier Li Keqiang admitted that China's GDP figures are fabricated and meant solely for reference. One fascinating method to gauge economic activity is by examining nighttime satellite images. A correlation exists between a country's GDP and the intensity of lights at night. For example, just look at this nighttime satellite image carefully. This is South Korea, which looks very well lit. And on top of that, this dark region is North Korea, which is much less developed than South Korea. But why I'm showing you these nighttime images? Well, that's because, believe it or not, these images are a direct reflection of the country's GDP. There is a very strong correlation between these two factors. Let's understand how. So this is India in 2012, when its GDP was only $1.9 trillion. And this is India in 2016, when its GDP increased to $2.3 trillion. Now, even if you don't look at it very closely, you can clearly see that the light has increased with the GDP increasing from the first picture to the second picture. This increase of light is called the nighttime light satellite image method, which was published in a research paper by the economist Luis R. Martinez of the University of Chicago to study a closed economy like China. Now, the logic behind studying the lights and estimating the GDP is that if a country's GDP increases, then infrastructure development like highways and buildings will definitely increase, and eventually, more economic development will result in more lights. Discrepancies in China's GDP figures further raise suspicions. A comparison with IMF data shows a significant variance. In 2020, China claimed a GDP growth of 2.3%, but the IMF reported only 1.2%. Similar inflation occurred in 2021 and 2022. Such inconsistencies add weight to the argument that China's economic narrative might be a carefully constructed illusion. Numerous research papers by reputable institutions, including The Economist, Daily Mail, Brookings Institute, and the Bank for International Settlements, suggest that China's GDP is indeed inflated. This collaborative effort to uncover the truth is crucial in understanding the real state of China's economy. A significant portion of China's GDP, nearly 30%, is tied to its real estate sector. However, this sector is on the brink of collapse. With 50 empty cities and a negative housing demand, China's real estate bubble is evident. The situation is dire, with builders resorting to desperate measures, such as offering flats in exchange for basic goods. The roots of this real estate bubble can be traced back to the 1990s when China opened its lands for lease. The government, benefiting from the newfound income, provided easy loans to construction companies, leading to an influx of housing projects. However, mismanagement, inflated land prices, and a surge in defaults have created a perfect storm. The repercussions of China's economic troubles extend beyond its borders. As a major player in global investments and operations, any significant disruption in China's economy sends ripples worldwide. The impact of a potential burst of the real estate bubble could be felt globally. In conclusion, the image of China as the world's second-largest economy is under scrutiny. With manipulated GDP figures, vacant cities, and a real estate bubble threatening to burst, the true state of China's economy raises concerns. As we navigate through these revelations, it prompts us to question the sustainability and authenticity of China's economic growth. That's all from my side, guys. Thanks for watching.